We have been selling for 6 weeks on Cardmarket and we just reached 100 orders. This is what we learned in those 6 weeks, my friends. Well, the impression of the customers is very important. So you need to have good reviews. If you mess that up, people likely won't buy from you. And some people think, yeah, but I don't got any sales. People are not going to buy from me. That's not true. They are going to buy from you. But what is more important is bad reviews. You need to have a very good status. If you have a lot of missing orders and things like that, then people are going to get suspicious. They will not trust you. Unless if perhaps the trustee service is added on top of that, then they will take the chance, because otherwise they can hit up support and they can get their money back. Furthermore, communication is also very important. But I do need to mention, I am not so good in the communication part. Why is that? Well, I have a ton of work. We are still in the process in adding our inventory on Cardmarket. That means I don't always have the time to react to the messages. If I get questions, hey man, can you get some pictures of that card, front, back, in that condition, in that lighting, in this, in that? I don't have the time. I'm sorry. I've got a lot of messages like that, but I don't have the time for the moment. And in some occasions, other people bought a card without even asking for pictures. So is it always needed to provide pictures? Most of the time, yes. If you really want to sell the card, if you want to help the possible buyer out, yes. And I apologize to all those that I have not responded to, but I'm just in time issues. We cannot manage to put all inventory online and react to all the messages and prepare all the orders. Don't forget, we completed 100 orders in 6 weeks on Cardmarket, but we also have our own website where we also sell single cards, sealed products and everything. So that adds up, my friends. And during the holidays and everything, it is extremely busy. So apologies. What else is important? You need to have the right equipment to ship out your cards. If you don't do the process correctly, you will not get good feedback. Make sure you have the proper supplies. I will make a video later on that, step by step. What do you need? How do you need to prepare yourself? What kind of equipment do you need? What kind of stamps do you need? In which situation are you going to prepare it that way and that way? Weight of your packages, letters, packages, all that matters. And also, shipping internationally can be challenging. We also needed to investigate, how do we need to do this? Prepare yourself. You can take a gamble and you can learn it along the way, but you maybe will make mistakes and get bad reviews along the way. Avoid that. Make sure you read properly the rules of Cardmarket. Make sure you look up some videos like you are doing now. Also, go perhaps on Reddit. What people complain about. There are a lot of people on Reddit that complain about Cardmarket. I also complained about Cardmarket previously. I did it in videos instead of on Reddit, but okay, I didn't want it to sell on Cardmarket, but Cardmarket is the biggest European market to sell your cards. Plain and simple. And to be honest, the commission is not that bad. What else do you need to pay attention to, my friends? And I'm going to stress this carefully. You need to make sure that the grading of your cards is good. If you say that a card is near mint and it is an EX, you will get addressed to that point. People, if they buy a near mint, they expect a near mint. I had issues with that also as a buyer. I bought also cards on Cardmarket, and the number of times I received cards that were EX or even GD instead of near mint, but I paid near mint and I needed to go into the discussions, that's a waste of time for you, that's a waste of time for me. Make sure you do your card grading correctly. Make sure you protect your cards correctly. It could be that you look at your card today and you say, oh, it's a near mint, done and dusted. But you shuffle around in your bins and you're searching around and then you get scratches on your card. But afterwards, you don't look at the card anymore. Ah, yeah, I sold it to Siggy. Okay, up. You put it in a letter and you ship it off. I receive it and it's full scratches. And you say, that's not possible. That's not possible. That card was near mint. Perhaps when you placed it into the bin, but not the time you pulled it out and that you shipped it to me. Could be that such thing happens indeed. Also, do we only sell single cards on Cardmarket? No, we also sell sealed products. But the amount of sealed product that has been sold on Cardmarket, perhaps 10 out of the 100 orders. Not a lot. But what else is important? You need to have a decent inventory. And you might think, I need illustration art, I need this, I need that. Plain bulk cards, they sell a lot as well. My biggest order was 249 cards and they were almost all bulk. Took me a shitload of time to grab all those cards. So that means people are actively searching for bulk, and you have a lot of players as well. I even had one customer that asked me, okay, yeah, I need those cards by then. Would it be possible? Of course, I prepare your order, I make everything ready, and I ship it out as soon as possible. So one thing that you also need to realize is people can select tracked and untracked. Most of the time, it will be untracked letters. How they would like the product to be shipped to them. The most cost-friendly, of course, is untracked letter. But then you don't have any guarantee that the letter actually will arrive. And in some occasions, it can take up to a week, 2 weeks before it arrives. I had it with one order now during the holidays. The letter arrived almost 2 weeks later. Take that into account and make sure that when a customer complains and says, hey man, still didn't receive my order, can you check it out? And then sometimes you need to say, excuse me, but it was an untracked letter. Perhaps we just need to be a bit more patient. It could be that it's still on its way. I have read stories on Reddit that sometimes a letter can be on its way for more than a month. Communicate in a proper and good way with your customers. That is important. It doesn't matter if you are struggling with the language or things like that, because it could be that a German customer reaches out to you and he's talking in German. Use a translator online. That is customer service. Those tips and tricks and a lot more I am going to share in a series where I will explain from A to Z how we do our single cards, because we have an inventory of more than 20,000 cards. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort, blood, sweat and tears. Not on the cards, my friends. Come on, please don't do that on those cards. Poor cards. But I'm going to take you along in that journey. A lot of people want to get into that business. They want to experience how it is selling bulk, perhaps buying bulk, growing something so that hopefully in the future they can start a business, or that they can simply make some money and with that buy their own products for themselves, for their personal collection, to master set something. And that's the journey I'm going to take you along with. If you want to follow that journey, well, you gotta subscribe to the channel, my friends, and also click that notification bell. Then you know immediately when I upload a new video, and that could be related to selling single cards. I upload a lot of videos. I like to talk about so many things, not only Pokemon. I talk about Magic the Gathering, Disney Locana, One Piece. I talk about all that. So I hope to see you in one of the next ones, and I hope you like the content. If you do or don't, let me know down in the comments, and I will try to take it into account. Can't promise anything, but in the meanwhile, I'm out.